Hello guys, and hi, how are you doing? And welcome to my video. If you read the title of my video, you know what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about Natasha Denona, what the retro palette should have looked like. So if you haven't seen, this is what the Natasha Denona mini retro looks like. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's actually one of my favorite Natasha Denona minis. I have the gold, I have the mini retro, I have the Zendo, and I have the mini love. This is by far, this one and the gold one are my two favorite of her minis, the ones that I have in my collection. As you know, she's recently come out with the larger midi palette in the retro. It's supposed to be the sister palette of this. Now, if you've seen the promo pictures, I'm going to try to insert a picture of the release palette. And we're gonna talk about it. Right. Okay. So as you can see, the mini has these gorgeous greens, these beautiful pastels, and as you saw in the picture, hopefully I got it up, there's no greens. None whatsoever. So to me, her retro palette that just came out, it's more reminiscent of like a sister companion palette to the Love palette. And I feel like a lot of YouTubers, or at least the ones that I follow, have said the same thing. One of my favorite YouTubers, Mel Thompson, she actually made a video a couple months ago, I think, in regards to this palette of what a midi, if she were to come out with one, what it would look like. And it absolutely inspired me so much that I actually got almost every single shade she talked about. And if you don't know and you haven't seen, I'm going to link her video down below. Now, all the shadows she was talking about came from Sydney Grace. And I have most of them, but some of them were sold out, unfortunately, so I wasn't able to get all of them. I got a vast majority of them, but not all of them. So we're going to talk about it. I'll also list this brand. It's called Salt New York. This is the most gorgeous magnetic palette I've ever seen in my life. Gorgeous. If like, oh, like look, you have to get it if you have some singles and you like the aesthetic and hate the magnetic casings that a lot of them come in. This is your jam. But I'll list that down below. All right, we're gonna take a look at it. So here are the shades. Now, as you can tell, I obviously am missing some shades. I will again list Mel's video down below. That way you can actually take a look at what she actually was talking about. I do have at least 85% of the shades. There, again, Sydney Grace was unfortunately sold out of at least for this shade, so I don't have the complete like set that Mel was talking about. And if you can tell, hopefully my camera is doing it justice. Here is the mini retro. It's absolutely gorgeous. And you can tell, hopefully my lighting is, there we go. You can see, I'm missing like, I think, light brown or something like that. I know I'm definitely missing a light brown, and there was a couple other ones. These are the shades. Now, we're going to do a look with these two palettes, and we're just going to discuss about them. Like, in my opinion, it's a missed opportunity for Natasha Denona. Obviously, I'm no one. Like, I'm just another YouTuber with an opinion. I just really think that she missed an opportunity to really just blow this out of the water. And I still think that if you really want the bigger vibe of what this is, Mel Thompson really did an outstanding job curating what it should have looked like, in my opinion. So it looks something like this. We're going to be using these two palettes in conjunction with each other. If that means, did I say that right? I don't know if I said that right. It doesn't really matter, but you know what I mean. And we're going to make a very simple look using both of these, a couple shades out here, a couple shades out of there, and I will obviously tell you the shades that I'm using. And we're gonna be getting right into it. Sorry that the intro is so long, but you know, I just wanted to state my case and what we were gonna be discussing. Now again, don't forget to like and subscribe this video if it's interesting to you, and I hope to see you on the next, hopefully if this doesn't interest you, I hope to see you on the next one that's more suited for your likes. So I will see you in 1 second. Alright guys, so I've already primed my eyelids with the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. I've lightly set my lids, which I generally don't do, but I usually don't set my eyelids for very colorful looks. This isn't going to be a super colorful look. This isn't going to be something like revolutionary. It's just, like I said, it's going to be using these two sets of, how do I even say this eyeshadow palettes and these singles to curate a look. Was this it? We're going to go ahead and jump into the eyeshadow. We're going to be using a Morphe M433. I could have sworn I used a smaller one, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I didn't bring all my brushes over to this one. This is clean. It's just stained. I just used the ISO Clean or Cinema Secrets cleaner. Not that you guys care about that, but whatever. And I didn't grab a fucking mirror. Yeah. Alright, so I zoomed you in a little bit, and we're going to be starting with this first shade, and it's going to be this one. It is called Relaxed by Sydney Grace. And it is a kind of taupey brown shade. I'm going to start that in the outer corner. Kind of in lower, and just stamp it in. Usually I always do my eyes first, but since I've done this look before, I felt comfortable just going ahead and doing my base. Because I know what I'm expecting. Sorry, that was really paused, but I was listening to the background noise. Because my son is just making sure my son isn't getting into trouble. Now we're just placing that pigment down, and it's just, honestly, it's such a gorgeous shade. It's just really just absolutely gorgeous. I think honestly people sleep on Sydney Grace a little bit. Her single shadows are everything. Her matte formula is absolutely phenomenal for the price. Alright, I'm going to continue blending that, and then we'll be right back with the next shade. Alright guys, so that relaxed shade has been fully blended through. Oh my gosh, why am I so out of focus? There we go. Alright, so I blended out that relaxed shade from the outer crease and moved it right into nice and blended. Now we're going to go ahead and move into the Natasha Denona Retro, and we're going to go ahead and use a Luxie tapered blending brush, and we're going to dip into this shade, and that is called 60s. So tap tap. Didn't mean to hit it that hard. There isn't too much pigment on it, but we're not looking for that much. It's going to be more of a softer look anyways. So we're going to go ahead and place that 50% on, 50% off the previous color, and starting from the back and moving forward. I'm gonna, oops, almost dropped that. We're gonna wipe that brush all the way off with any other pigment. I'm gonna go back through and do a nice light blend right in the front, and then pull it back just to really get that diffused. Because now we're gonna go into the harder part. We're gonna actually take a pale pink and I think it should be fine. Ooh, it's hard to get out of these things. We're gonna take Honest. It's a very pale, it's kind of like a deeper pink, but it should blend fine. I'm gonna go ahead and use, why do I keep choosing the brushes that have so leftover pigment on them? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a Luxie small taper blending brush at 231, dip into the Honest shade. And that's gonna be, shit. I keep hitting my nail into these shades. And I'm gonna start blending from here in. And I'm not gonna worry too much about it because we're gonna be putting a shimmer on the shade. Shimmer on the shade? Did that make sense? Shimmer on the lid. I'm like wondering why I'm so fucking dark. I didn't plug in the other one. Oh, it's too late to do anything about that now. It's fine. Oh god, it's such a gorgeous shade. I don't think it's the camera's doing it justice. For a nice big fluffy brush now. Alright, I'm gonna take a Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH30 and we're gonna dip into, ugh, I always hate trying to figure these out. I'm gonna dip into this shade and it should be Industrial. Nice pale pink, top off excess. It's more about just getting that nice clean blend up and into the inner corner. We're gonna go back and blend through here in a minute. Now I'm gonna take, with no more product on my brush, and just blend in. I personally like blending all the way to the brow bone just so it looks more cohesive. And try not to do what I just almost did and blend forward. It's just out of habit. Go back in with the tapered brush with that original, with no more pigment, and just to try to get that nice blend. And then go back in. It's just a bunch of blending, like until you're satisfied with the look. Like for some people this might not be a look for them. For me, it's very like grungy, like, but soft. So now I'm just obviously copying the other, doing everything I did on my one eye to the next. Just tapping it on. And then we'll get to the shimmer in just a second. Oh god, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Why did Natasha Denona not do it this way? Like it's so, like it's soft but grungy. But still soft and still grungy. And I'm just like, I'm so here for it. Oh, okay. If you didn't remember what I said, this one's the Honest shade from Sydney Grace, and now I'm dipping back into the Natasha Denona, the Industrial shade, with my JH30 brush. And this is gonna create that nice beautiful blend in the front. And I do blend all the way down up to my brow bone, just because I like that look. Now I'm taking a step back, seeing where I need to add more color and blend a little bit more. Alright, I'm going to take my original M433 and blend back in and blend out. Why are you shedding? Alright. So now I'm going to take, and try to dig my finger into my palette. Ooh, damn it. The blushed shade from Sydney Grace. It is an absolutely gorgeous. You see it? And is my lights doing it justice? Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh. It's fucking delicious. Stop it. Like, imagine your favorite ice cream, and that's how delicious it is. I'm so fucking dramatic. I hate myself. Wait, I better not. Because I gotta put it in the description box. Alright, I'm gonna take my finger, and I'm just gonna tap it right in the center. Alright. Then I'm gonna grab a nice flat, fluffy definer brush, or it's packing shader brush, whatever. This is a Lunar LBE5. And I'm going to grab, sorry, face it just because I have, hold please. And, damn it, hold please. I just got some fallout that I just saw. Like I said, I don't usually do my eyeshadow before my base, but the main focus of this video is the eye product. We're gonna dip back into the Natasha Denona Retro palette, and we're gonna dip into let's hold this correctly. We're gonna dip into this shade and this shade, also these two shades, but first we're gonna start with Vintage Taupe, and that is gonna go into the outer corner and blend in with the blush shade that we just put on, but it's not gonna be as much, just right there, just to blend the two together. Nice merry meet. It's a nice beautiful taupey green in my opinion. And then it's just a matter of like, I hope I didn't cover that whole thing. We'll see. And just keep mixing it. Let's see. Alright. I always feel like I'm always out of focus. Alright. The last shade we're going to use is going to be this shade right here. And it's going to be the shade Pixie. And it's kind of like it's like a topper shade. It's an absolutely gorgeous shade. I absolutely adore it. And that, again, I'm going to use with my finger and just really pull it in there. For my specific makeup preferences, I really like the wham bam, like in your face sparkles. Like, I would go grab something else just to add just a little extra shine, just because that's just who I am. Even though this is perfectly fine as it is on its own, I still just want more, and I always will. I'll always want just a little bit more shine, a little bit more pow. All right. There we go. Now, I really think that Natasha Denona really missed an opportunity to really just bring something new and different to the, like, it's not new and different, but just something different. Like, to me, just, this was absolutely a hit for a lot of people. This was an absolute hit for a lot of people, and everybody was like, bring out a bigger one, bring out the bigger one. And I think that the fact that the other one is like a lot of burgundies, it's pinks and like greens and stuff like that. Why did we get burgundies? I still don't understand that choice, but that's fine. But that's when we come into, I'm sorry, it's dirty now, these kind of like that video from Mel Thompson coming in, like, she did it before Natasha did, just she did it better. And I think that I love Natasha Denona. I love her midi palettes. I have only one of her bigger palettes, her Metropolis palette, and I just think that she just missed that mark. Let me stop talking. Let me finish the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I just quickly ran what shade did I use? The 60 shade under my lash line, this one, and then just put some mascara on. I use the Sky High mascara. I'll actually list all the things that I used on my face in my description box. I don't usually, because I can't link them, so I kind of feel like that's kind of pointless for y'all, but it is what it is. I think that's gonna be it. Again, you know, we're just talking about what I felt like was a missed opportunity. It's still a beautiful palette, don't get me wrong. The retro palette, the midi size, is a beautiful palette, but it's just no longer my specific taste. I used to love a lot of like burgundies. I still wear them, just not as often. I'm more of a like soft grunge, or just very bright green. Like, I'm leaning more that way these days. I don't wear like a whole lot of blues or anything like that, but I just feel like I don't wear reds anymore either. So like, this is kind of just where like my jam is. Like, I can still really pop off and wear these two shades on their own. Or had she done something like this, I could have gone in and done a really intense like green look, a very intense pink look, like, you know what I'm saying, like, even like, and kept it even soft. I don't know, you know, that's just my thought. And the whole thing, of course, who am I? I'm just, you know, I'm just here sharing my opinion. I hope you guys liked this video, and if this interested you, or you know, just want to hang out, talk about makeup, you know, try to make the beauty space a little bit more positive and fun these days. Just make sure you like and subscribe to my videos, and hope to see you on my next one. Alright guys, love you, see you soon.